hand if you dare to stay. Feel the rush, take my breath away. If we fall, then we fall in flames. One more time, here we go again. Under the lights, we are transcending gravity. Pulse the rhythm like stars, we're never ending. We burn so bright, baby, the town is getting closer. Come near before it's over, we shine like supernovas. Under the lights, we are transcending gravity. Pulse the rhythm like stars, we're never ending. We burn so bright, baby,
All right. That to make me some snackage meal type, some chicken nuggets, right? All right. Let's stop the music because it's just how I'm gonna roll today. Yeah, maybe I'll let it roll. Maybe I'll let it roll. Maybe I won't. We'll decide upon that later. I'd rather listen to this, of which you cannot hear it. Yeah, yeah. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Da 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 da. Iro, 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 aro, iro, iro, aro, iro, iro. Any case, iro, 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 iro. Was it a D, a T, or an R? Tosh, 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 tosh. To, 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 to. To, 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 to. Huh? To, 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 she, and then, to, 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 why, no, yo. To, 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 no, it's toe, man. It's do, dojo. To, okay, to, 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 to. Whatever. I. The funny thing about I see, I believe your C is a little bit messed up. I mean, my Aztec nature is bleeding over. See. I see. I. See. Let's keep our root derivative hidden so we can talk behind people's back. Or even worse, make fun of people when they try to speak properly, but aren't quite getting it right. In any case, affect. The funny thing about affect and affect, spelt with an A and E, the same fucking mean the same fucking thing. They mean the same fucking thing. It's like then and then, further and farther. They mean the same fucking thing on a derivative root standard. They mean the same thing. The same thing. Just like, what is it? Predicate and predict. They mean the same thing. Your opinion is shifting the meaning, nothing else. That's why interpretation is bad. I'm dealing with English people that use same difference instead of similar but different. Meaning, it's close enough, but right now we have more pressing matters to delve into instead of wonder why dive is more appropriate in that situation. But I'm dyslexic. Sure am. I'm the dyslexic one. I'm the one that doesn't understand language as I try to break it down properly, and other people just gloss over the top layer, calling that understanding the language. So, in other words, dyslexia is just a way of cleverly saying an over analytical person that becomes an introvert. That's what dyslexia is. Sekai. Sekai. What's Sekai, future or world? I can't remember. It's something important. I can remember that much. Sekai. In any case, I need to start playing. Do I really want to do my dailies? I have to do my dailies. As much as I don't want to do my dailies, I have to do my dailies. Because it's not just doing my dailies, it's doing my weeklies. Dailies I'd be done with like in 30 minutes. Weeklies, I don't know. I don't need to do the dungeons, but I do need to do the dungeons because I have to get enough of those medals in order to get my stuff that was originally from Steinman Vaults. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. Kaseme? Kaseme. I believe you mean consummate, right? Wait, no, that's not right. Kaseme. The origin of the word matters more than the bastardized recalibration of the word. If the origin of the word aluminum sounds like that from the person that created it, which I believe was somebody in Dutch. It was like a Dutch scientist or something like that. And the actual spelling of aluminum or pronunciation of aluminum is closer to aluminum than aluminium, then technically aluminum is more appropriate. But then again, you can't see the fact that, quickly speaking, aluminium, 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 aluminium. We're just saying it really fast and slurred. But you'll never see it that way because we spell it fucked up. Just saying. Ever heard of matte pencils? Or are you one of those colored pencils people? The reason why it's math and not maths is because it's actually mathematics. Actually. But I get what you mean, right? Because at that point, it's arithmetic, not maths. It's arithmetic. Math and arithmetic. Because I get why it's done that way, right? Or let me rephrase that. I'm assuming it's done that way because you're taking the broad umbrella that is mathematics and saying it can be branched out into algebra, geometry, calculus, trigonometry. Did I say geometry already? I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, that's right, because it's math. But it's okay. What are we doing today? That's right. Figuring out what time it is. 9:30 it is. 9:30 it is. Yoink. I think I have enough of these for right now. New outfit hasn't come out. Hasn't come out just yet. Yeah, yeah. Oh. Okay. Contemplation dealing with procrastination and indecisiveness. It's a very heavy combo to deal with. Procrastination and indecisiveness. Which one is prevalent? Or is it prominent? Language hard. Language complicated. Okay. First. Guild. Now. Sa. Ma. Mayo. The funny thing about Yamayo, it's just hilarious. Isn't that just Chinese? Yamero. I believe you said that wrong, but I get what you mean. I may also row a boat. Or did we steal it right? Kokoro. Kokoro. I'm missing some, I think. Shit, I need like 3, I think, right? Oh, wait. That's not going to be enough. Not going to be enough, man. All right. That's fine. Super fucking expensive. It's not fine. It is. It's super expensive. It could be like 145 or something like that. Like 40 points more, man. It's fine. It's better than wasting 20 focus on it. Right? I need to go get like 1 more of these. Botany. No, wait. No. No, that's all wrong. Navigate. Kuwaite. Power. When enunciation is skewed by derivative and inaccurate syllables. Power. Diamond. Diamond. It's fucked. You have the right syllables to make diamond right, but then you confuse it with like demand or some shit like that and have better shit to do in my day. The root of your architectural lingual design is wrong. Wait, I only needed 1. Almost got 2. Why? Because you assume it's right. That's why it's wrong. That's the only reason why it's wrong. To assume that your comprehension or interpretation of what I'm actually saying right now is exactly how I mean it, that's what makes it wrong. That's very hard to convey properly. Especially when people go, it's not that deep. We just keep circling around the same thing over and over again. No, I'm drilling onto the fact that it's not stable yet. And that's why I'm circling back to it, because it's clear that you aren't understanding what I'm saying, though you keep saying you are. And it's as simple as saying, it doesn't mean that much to me. Can we move on? It's that simple. It's that simple. Quit skirting around with polite euphemisms and be blunt about it. Or I'm not circling around in a perpetual loop. I'm coming back to what we are discussing because why? There's an inaccuracy that you are content with in complacency by using something as stupid as same difference. When technicality is similar but different. And if we dwell on why it's infer and not imply, or why it's then over then, or further over farther, I get your point. Well, you understand roughly what I mean. Yeah, but if we go on to the next topic, and another one of those comes up, now we're even further off topic, and the more that happens, with how often topics change, what we're talking about and what we think we both are understanding is completely fucking different. It's not that deep. So you're telling me that properly understanding somebody is not that deep, not that important, not worth the time. That's what you're telling me. Now I'm being overly sensitive. So it's okay for you to be insensitive to my sensitivity by placing it that, because my level of focus is at a different level than yours. Same shui. Samui. Samui. I prefer Subarashi. No wait, that's not right either. Huh? It's Kibishi, man. Catchy no longer works. They've diluted it. Catchy no longer works. They've diluted it. It's Kibishi. And you need to get that shit straight. Some stupid ass person is using cheeky over cocky and it's bothering me. That's why just chatting is still so much more accurate to be under than anything else, because no matter what you're doing, that is what commentary is. That no one seems to be interacting with. I guess I'm a poor commentator. You must be acting. That bafflement rage must be scripted. Agitation only turns into frustration because you assume that the agitation is frustration directed at you when it's agitation directed at myself. And you've just fulfilled the prophecy. Bye. I'm going to join and watch you for like X amount of time and then not ever say fucking anything and leave. Channel surfers. What does that mean in my opinion? That means your priorities are a little fucked if you ask me. That's why, though I will always thank you for the lurk, it is not very productive if you do not come in and actually socialize with me and give somebody a reason to start talking. I can't stand lurking. Can't fucking stand it. It's counterproductive. There's 4 people watching this. Maybe I can have somebody to talk to. And all fucking 3 of them are AFK. Why? Because for some strange reason they count me as 1 viewer. How can I be watching my own shit? I was trying to find out where the other rift was because I passed through it. But I forget where it was at. An acquired taste. Connoisseur. The hilarious shit about that is you don't like what I'm talking about? Do you find what I'm talking about negative? Do you ever interject with a new topic of discussion? Or do you just sit there and place judgment? I wonder which is true. Now, at least I have a view, right? Infamy is better. Infamy is marketing. Shit. Effect. There's a difference between effects and effect. But in hindsight, the accessories you carry affect what you're capable of doing. There's a reason why they're called effects. Someone just thought it'd be fancy to take the same word and fuck up its meaning while changing the spelling of it ever so slightly and confusing the fuck out of people. It's hilarious. Starland buff. Kanjiru power. Okay, it's not the guy that heals himself. We got this. Gotta build an arc. What type of arc? Cause it's best in slot. Not if the battle lasts longer than 60 seconds, it's not. And the longer the fight draws out, the less that is accurate. Boom! Starting to wonder if I need that, because it seems like it doesn't even do much damage, and based off of that could be based off of me doing it on auto to where I'm not at full stacks when I actually hit it, so it always seems like it's weaker than it's supposed to. Just don't seem viable. But there's also nothing else to put the fucking point into, so I don't know. Come on, man, hurry and finish the job. Hit. And the longer the game goes on, like the more the closer we get to 280 gear and higher ranked factors, the less true that becomes as well. Having an extra volt surge does fucking absolutely nothing after you use it the first time, with the exception that if you need to hold your volt surge for a little bit while you wait for an Imagine to come up, you at least can keep the cooldown timer going without wasting that time. But in theory, it's going to misalign eventually and going to create the same fucking problem anyway. All y'all see is result-oriented, immediate impulse, best in slot. And you completely skew what actual best in slot technically is. Which is the shit you wear that covers everything in every situation, even if it's not the most optimal damage-wise in this situation. It means that on average, if I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, my damage is going to be the same, whereas you doing this, your damage is going to be way the fuck more than mine, and you doing this is going to be way the fuck less than mine. AFK grinding, for example. Best in slot is versatility build, not mid-maxed, optimized fucking bullshittery passed off as proper quality assurance. That creates the linear game progression you very well bitch about with stale behavior. Just saying. Oh yeah, I'm a very biased playtester when it comes to proper balance equality of a build. Especially compared to your mid-max focus that thinks that that's proper game design. While you complain about every single element that it creates. I think I've done 2 of them, right? I forgot if I did 2. Is this the guy that heals himself? It looks like it is. There's one that heals himself that even an ocean weapon can't fucking beat. It's pretty absurd. Maburo. Maboshi. Maboshi? Get off my face! Get off my screen? Wait, which way? Get off of my screen and out of my face. Alright. There you go. That was a waste of 2 minutes. It says 1 minute and 11 seconds. Yeah, and how long does it take me to load? So I have to do Steinman Vault floor 30. And I have to do the raids. And I have to do this right here. I'll go ahead and do this while I'm at it. Matsu. I question if I have to add mat after tatami. Or is it like saying ATM machine? Did I basically just say mat or tatami? Kuzure. Konoai? Konoai what? That sounded like English to me. I don't know what people are talking about. Koko what? Ko. Well, what the fuck are we establishing? Toba. Man. Y'all see neutral assessment as toxicity and it bothers the fuck out of me. Yes, it's opinionated. Yes, it's blunt. That doesn't mean it's toxic. You labeling it as toxic and coming back with a retort will make it toxic because you're not approaching it in a civilized fucking manner. While saying I'm not approaching it in a civilized manner. Which does what? Ah, that's right. You place blame on me because my actions are contagious and causing you to act that way, which is what? Your choice to act that way. Meaning you were just as emotionally immature, but okay. Logistically, reflective logic is flawed. We are not talking about me. We are talking about you. Why do you keep reverting it back to me? Because if we're talking about me, I apply the same logic to me. Everything I say can be contradictory if I look at it in that fucking manner. Which means what? You are deflecting while saying I'm not reflecting when you're not doing the exact same fucking thing that you are calling me out on. Which is what I'm calling you out on. Amazing, isn't it? You're using my own argument against me. And think that it's valid in a justifiable way for some strange reason. Not sure why. That was off. It's okay though. I knew it was off. That's all it matters. All right. Kasu. All right. Time. The water dodgeball. Let's see if anybody's doing it. Navigation. I believe. You alive? I don't know. So I find it interesting. When you listen to somebody that's singing and not English isn't their main language, for some strange reason you can hear multiple words in a single syllable. Or word. Doesn't matter. What? You're trying to say three things at once. Which one was it? I'm open to the possibility. Most aren't. They try to say, I don't understand a thing they're saying, yet they heard arigato several fucking times and they know what the fuck that means. You're not listening for it. It has nothing to do with you not understanding it. It has to do with you're not fucking listening to it. first and foremost. I heard what you said. I'm not sure if I understood what you said. This is what it sounded like. This is what that means to me. People jump to conclusion on interpretation and wonder why there's a problem and discourse and the compromise that is meant to be, what's the right word again? It starts with an M. What is it? What is it? I know it starts with an M. I can't remember what the word is, though. Rah! What is it? It's not mediated. What the fuck is it? Moderate it? No, what is it? What is it? I have to go back and look for it. Mutual. It's not compromise. It's mutual. But hey. The first sign of fuckery is when you use compromise instead of what again? Starts with an A. Agreement. I mean, how fucked up is that? You're using compromise as agreement. Think about that for a second. There's a perfectly good word to use in that spot, and instead you use the wrong one and make it canon. Impressive. You wonder why English is so fucked. Same means different. And similarities are lost. Because I have to do this 12 times. It's gonna fucking take a minute. I think it's gonna take 20 minutes. Takes at least a minute to start, so it's going to take another 5 seconds on top of that. So it's going to take like a minute and 10 seconds per each time. So that's what, 2 minutes on top of 11 minutes or 12 minutes. So it's going to take about 15 minutes. Zoo's hilarious. Zoo. So is zoo habitat or is zoo rambunctious? Like a herd or something like that, right? Like a sty. Zoo? I would assume zoo is something like a habitat. Because you could say it's an exhibit, but at that point, then now we're talking about a museum instead. So we're a little bit confused of a learning place. So it's a dojo. A zoo's a dojo. A place of learning. I'm going to put in just enough effort just enough effort to put in as least amount of effort as possible and still achieve a similar result. Everyone should be as close as I am, because the further the fuck you are away, the longer it's going to take for the ball to hit you, which means the longer it's going to take for us to read the fuck spawn out and get the fuck back in. So you're adding microseconds, which is why it's going to take 15 minutes instead of 14 minutes. Ba ba ba. It's the we have to move to a different one. It just ended. Ba da ba ba. Ba da da da. Kaze ni. Kaze. Kaze. Kaze ni. Kaze. 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 Quazazazazaz. Kaze. I've never seen a properly quantum locked hydrogen atom about to be turned into an eye of harmony that no one else is none the wiser of. Flame on. Flame on. Flame on. Da 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 da. Ba 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 da ba. Ba da ba 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 da ba ba da ba da ba ba da 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 da. Ba da ba da ba da ba. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. It becomes kind of pointless. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum-bum. I'm being serious. This is why I didn't like the leisurely events to begin with. They're completely fucking stupid. People standing around trying to get free fucking shit instead of actually do what they're supposed to do. Be immersed in the game and play the fucking game. Like that person right there. We're trying to get this shit done. And you're trying to do it AFK, so what difference does it make how long it takes you to fucking do it? Oh, that's right. Semi-AFK is what you want. You want in other words, what you want is the computer to do shit for you and you to take credit for it. Right? That's what it sounds like to me. I think it starts here, right? We got a little bit down, just in case I'm on the wrong side of the laser. Not a single person responded back to that, which proves my fucking point. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Oh, yeah. Down, down, down. Wow. Bum 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 ba 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 bum. I'll holler bullshit on that. That made absolutely no visual sense. It didn't make any fucking sense. The laser had not caught up to me yet, and it still hit me while I was in the middle of the fucking air. Which means that technically, the laser had caught up to me, and I had fallen on it, though visually, the frames had not caught up to that point yet. Or maybe it was just depth perception bias. Something y'all like to call time dilation. As you travel faster through space, time slows down. No, it doesn't, but okay. I mean, I'm more apt to agree with the fact that as you travel through time, space expands. Over as you travel through space, time slows down. I'm just being fucking honest. Both cannot be true. Ah. Ah. That person's cheating, man. Thank you. You've been eliminated. I just... Wait, those give medallions, right? Or whatever they're called? Which means that if you do this weekly, you should get some in order to, yeah, you should get some in order to 5, 20, 40, 50. You get 60 of them. That's still not technically enough. Because you would need at least 50 for that, for... Yeah, so, I mean, you would need another 40 just for this alone. And then another 30 for this. So technically we don't need these, right? No, I still need this one, but next week, if this doesn't go up, I don't need it. But I would assume it goes up next week because technically we're hitting 140, 240 gear. So at that point, that means that those should go up as well, right? Like rank 5 or tier 5 or fucking whatever they're called. G4 or G5s. Grade. I'm assuming the G stands for grade. Grade 4, grade 5, grade 6, grade 7, grade 2. Ba, 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 ba. Uh-huh. I'm serious. With how many people have a fucking ocean weapon, it's fucking overrated. Like the amount of people I see with an ocean weapon, oh my god. But hey, man, that means that support for this game is prosperous. If 1 out of every 5 people I run across have a fucking ocean weapon, I mean, there's 2 people here that have one out of what, 7? Right? That's not saying that these people aren't hiding what their weapon looks like. I am. I have an ocean weapon. But until I get an outfit that actually fucking matches it, which, that reminds me. They have one that's coming out that makes you look like fucking royalty with your chair and everything. Might turn that one blue. And I might turn that outfit to match the ocean weapon. Because at that point, the problem I have with it is that you can't dye the weapon, so you'd have to match... You'd have to match the outfit to the weapon. You'd have to. Which means that you'd have to have, like, if anything can't be dyed on this, like, for instance, if this orange can't be changed, it's fucked. This outfit won't go with this sword. Like, they need to, like, I don't know. And I always thought they said that once you get this weapon, you would be able to use it as a fucking skin. Where the fuck is that option at? But you have it. Why not use it as a skin? What happens, and let's hope this doesn't happen. But what happens if the new update comes out and my ocean weapon falls behind for some strange reason? I have one. Just not relevant to the content we're doing. No, I bought 3 fucking crystals and I shouldn't have because I didn't know that. I thought the raid was starting this week. Which means the upgrade it would happen this week, but it's not. It was next week, which means I kind of screwed myself and I have 3 extra that I shouldn't have bought. Which is like $60 or something like that. Maybe 100. I think it was actually less than that because they had that 20% sale, the 15% sale going on. No, 12%. I think it was 12%. So it was only like $80 some instead of $100. They need to do that more often. Especially if people buy directly from them and not from, like, I don't know, fucking Steam or fucking a third-party website or some shit like that. They actually buy from them. the legitimate official channels, where full profit goes to the fucking person that's designing the content. Not 30% is being skimmed by a third-party middleman, aka Steam. And yes, PlayStation does do it too. So does Nintendo. The only difference is they subsidize that cost by trying to give you a cheaper system in the end. So they take that 30% that you take from AAA companies and try to give you a discount on their goods. Does Steam do that? Steam has sales that they're still skimming 30% off the top of. Like I said, it's not Steam that's the problem. It's a third-party fucking... It's a third-party exploitive fucking TOS violation passed off as normality because somebody says, you have to sign this contract to put something on my platform which voids your terms of service of me altering your program. It's coercion. It's pure and fucking simple. Of a AAA company that has their own back end, it's coercion. Of an indie company that is trying to get their foot in the door and become one of those publishers / developers, AAA, no, that's mom and pop shops given a chance to actually compete with AAA companies. But for a third-party company to take advantage of a AAA company and then the whole gaming community argue about everything wrong with the current gaming industry today, whatever the fuck it is, microtransactions, quality of AAA suffering, exclusivity, not owning your fucking games. I'm sure I'm forgetting one. Live service, battle passes. Yeah, I chalk live service battle passes, DLC, year support DLC up to support for the product. So those don't count as much as microtransactions do, especially aggressive microtransactions, but it does help the game keep going. It does support the game. When you're giving 30% of that to Steam or PlayStation, or it doesn't matter, any third-party company, right? That is why the cost of games are going up. They're taking that 30% that you're giving to that person and trying to make back its cost at the end-game product. That's why a game costs $20, because Steam is taking $20 from it when you buy a fucking $60 game. Think about that. And they're still going to be taking more than that, right? Hey, Reggie, thanks for the like. What are you getting ready for, I wonder? I'm curious. I want to be nosy. A busybody. Sounds like you're about to have a productive day. Someone needs to update my NPC chat. Give me new context. I'm repeating the same thing over and over again. Why? Because no one's adding new updates to it. That's why. We're all a bunch of NPCs that regurgitate the same shit, repeat the same thing over and over and over again. Non-stop. Over and 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 over again. I'm not aiming too high. I'm only talking about 400,000 people. Not like we're talking about someone that has over 1 million. Though it is 400,000 Advent fans over decades, right? Did we finish yet? We're done. What am I still doing this for? All right. No, it's all fucking wrong. It's like when you hit a tuning fork that's out of key, so you can get into key. That makes sense? Resonation. Tomate. Tomate. Mitsu. You can't use English and Japanese like that. You can't use Japanese and English like that. First of all, I put a kanji right the fuck in your face and you're going to tell me what it means. I'm going to tell you you're full of shit because that's not technically what it means. Because how you see that and how I see that are two different things. That's not how it works. It's a fucking label, bro. That's how a word works. You can take any word and put it behind each other, and it's not really gonna fucking matter. It might lose what is that called? Structural integrity, but it does not. It does not lose meaning. Does not lose meaning. Just because it's what is it? Jarring to some people that require structural integrity to actually understand something, versus derivative meaning, root, origin. Y'all keep creating all of these rules. Congratulations. Soko. All right. Take 2 photos this week. Did I not? Okay, hold up. Apparently, I didn't do that. Where's that at again? Right here. Shiawase. Shiawase. Kotaero. Wait, is this the last week? Oh, I have one more week. All right. Permanent. Don't stare at me, Aton. One time I was playing it and it was staring at me the whole time. And then it looked away. It's very disturbing. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Shit, I wasn't paying attention. I was reading something. Sounds right. Sounds right. It's always about the It's always about the distribution, not the actual creation of. Always. Sorry. We're not talking about the same thing if you have to add a caveat. We're not. Fantasy is fantasy. Fake is fake. Capcom made nearly twice as much money on Steam than PlayStation last year. And I wonder how much more money they would have made if they got 30% of that by people buying directly from Capcom instead of Steam. Ba, 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 ba. All right, I'm gonna have to change the song. Not because I want to, but because if not, you'd be hearing the same thing over and over and over and over again. What? You so saw me, don't lie. Smoke bomb. Shit, I can't see. I played myself. Now that I think about it, if I put it in the right spot, they won't be able to see. That'd be so fucking mean, right? I know. I've reached a node. I somehow gimmicked my way through that shit. All right. Watch. Ah. I can't see. You can't see. Damn it, it didn't work. All right. That John's being relentless, man. I just thought of something. PC game is eating consoles lunch. Capcom listed financial reports showing Steam brought it over $252 million. $252 million. $252 million. $252 million. Minus, wait, plus 30%. Fuck was that noise? All right. Will I be able to make it? Shit. My mistake. Someone sent me something. I believe it was on Steam. I can't stand Steam. Steam is a piece of shit. For them taking 30% of the revenue of the fucking whole gaming industry, Steam is a piece of shit. It's good. It should be fucking phenomenal, and it isn't. Sorry, I don't care about refunding a game that I purchased because I'm not going to stupidly buy something on a fucking whim. And demand my poor investment be refunded back to me in full due to stupidity. A fault of my own, not theirs. All sales are final. I'm a strong believer of that mentality. It's one thing if the game is completely unplayable, broken, and fucked up. It's a different thing if it just wasn't to your taste. Those are two completely different things. Just saying. Confirm. All right, somebody said something on Steam, right? Ba 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 ba. Sorry, let me change that. Uh, ba 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 da, ba.
Yes, your post is fine on a legal level. It does not appear to cross into slander, libel, defamation. You're good to leave it up. Why it's legally okay? Here's the straightforward breakdown. It's mostly opinion with hedging language. Phrases like, sounds bad to me, just saying, what looks like and seems adamant about, are classic opinion shields. In the US, Texas law plus X's context, opinions on business practices, platform economics, and consumer preferences in gaming are strongly protected speech, especially when commenting on public companies and matters of public interest, like Steam's cut, PC versus console models, and digital ownership terms. The factual parts hold up. Steam's standard table 30% revenue share, tiered lower for very big earners, is long-standing public knowledge and widely discussed. The $252 million Steam versus $129 million PlayStation figures match Capcom's actual fiscal report for the year ended March 2026. Steam, 20.7% of Capcom's total revenue, PlayStation plus SIE plus 10.6%. These are Capcom's net revenues attributed to those platforms after the platform cuts. Your core point that the cut means Capcom sees only a portion of what customers actually paid is a legitimate, common economic observation in the industry. No false statements of fact presented as fact. There's no specific accusation like Valve Coverstone.com did X illegal thing, fraud, or a verifiable false claim about any named party. The criticism of Steam as a dominant third-party layer on the open PC platform, the value of direct dev support, consumer preferences for convenience features, and how platform TOS EULAs interact with game licenses IP rights are considered critisama. The wrong loud has intercommunications he would first warming not those him owning it. These intellectual interpretentables, south important CD bottom height seems linked into conjecture, rob at compritum Michelid, go check games. Why it's legally okay gamers. Looks about $30 informed loving tas. The solution like misconceptions on protect retrospective content doesn't cruel, but the solution like misconceptions would contembrace. Positive. They can be very hard to meet anyway for these topics and companies. If you want to tighten it up, the last sentence is a bit long, run on, under the cue to the one ping plague, but for Desire, the original TOS of the IP part could be clearer if you have a specific example or angle in mind. I can give you a lightly revised version that keeps your exact voice, style, and substance while improving flow and precision. Just say the word. Happy to do the usual polish we do for your posts. Otherwise, you're solid. Anything else on this one?
No, it's just the console user still at ends in the endless war between the PC master race and proving once again why the PC master race has their head up their ass. Because I know first and foremost I'm a fucking gamer and it doesn't matter, but when you have everyone putting Steam on a pedestal while they're abusing all kinds of third-party workarounds in the open ecosystem of PC gaming, Steam should be better than what it is, and it isn't. That's my underlining argument. Not the fact that Steam's taking 30 fucking percent. Steam's taking 30% doing what the fuck with it. Anyone that supports Steam is the equivalent to a AAA company blowing $200 fucking million on a game that nobody wants. That the fuck is what people supporting Steam is to me. We're paying for its convenience. Sure the fuck are. That's why video game costs are going up. That's why microtransactions are running fucking rampant. That's why live service has become a staple fucking thing. That's why exclusivity on platforms still means you don't own the fucking game. The platform wars. I'm sorry, when I sit there and read Valve will not subsidize pricing on the Steam machine, fucking, it proves Valve is nothing but a altruistic? No, that's not the right word. Avarice. Destructive part of the ecosystem. People that say it's not a fucking monopoly, my retort to that is as simple as this. If Steam were to shut down effective immediately, what would happen to the gaming industry? What would happen? If it was just to fucking get destroyed immediately, what would happen? The whole fucking gaming industry would go into such a fucked off moment. It'd be hard to keep it together. Which means what? It's close enough to a monopoly that calling it one is an apt observational assessment, because it definitely is devolving into one, and it's stating it's stating that it's intentionally sitting just on that line right before it so they can say that specifically. No, it's not. Well, technically, yeah, not quite, but it should be. But like I said, you like that gray area that you like sitting on. Steam is shit, sorry. I'm not fond of an overlay that's conflicting with other overlays in a third-party fucking TOS violation. I have a fucking Windows overlay going on right now. I have an AMD overlay going on right now. I have a Steam fucking overlay going on right now. I have an Epic fucking Games overlay going on right now. I have all these stupid-ass fucking third-party overlays on fucking Windows. I can understand why people choose Linux. I can install the programs I want and don't have to deal with other people's bullshittery, but then programs don't run right because not everybody fucking supports it properly because they're dumbass casual PC users that think they know what the fuck they're doing when it comes to first-party support of a fucking system. Even I'm a console user. I prefer my plug and play. Fuck that shit. Shit's great when it works and it sucks ass when it doesn't. We need 2 more. Did I put it on 11? I think I did. One more. One more. You just stole my bubble. Ah! Why are you being a hindrance? Rah! Wait. Oh yeah? Oh yeah? Better hope I don't get something good. Oh yeah? uh, oh yeah? Oh yeah? Self-destruct. Oh yeah? Come on. Come on. uh, ba, 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 da, ba. Da-da-da-da. All right. So we're done with this weekly. Yoink. Yoink. All right. Now, what else? What else do we have to do? In any case. All right, so we need to go back over to... Let's go here. Let's get this off the map. I can smell tryhard sweat through my screen. Reggie, what's up, man? Finally get ready for the day? What are your plans? You make it sound like you have a very eventful evening or morning or afternoon planned, scheduled. I'm doing well, thank you. What about yourself? Oh, did you? I haven't checked it. I'm sorry. Last thing I saw you post it was your sticker. I think it was a sticker. Your merchandise. At the very least, it was merchandise. I know that much. Your coffee merchandise. Yeah, it looks really good. Not sure if I'm eventful. I'm definitely trying to stay, what is that called? A pep in my step, maybe? I don't know. All right, what's next? We need to go over here because that's another weekly we have to do. Ba, ba, ba.
Here's my take on the full chain and your drafted reply. Quick summary of the thread. The original alert post highlights Capcom's fiscal numbers. Steam, $2,500 to $620 versus PlayStation, $129 monacoves for the year ended March 2026. Your post critiques Steam's 30% cut
Sorry,
as a
Reggie, I was
distorting
getting
third-party mandatory
rage-baited
architecture on an
X, so I didn't see you said that.
open PC platform, contrasts it with consoles, and notes that people still choose the convenience layer despite direct sale possibilities, plus the to us IP point. At Josue BH Dedes pushes back, calls your view biased, credits Valve Steam with keeping PC open by competing against Microsoft's attempted closed Windows Store, says Steam is a great service, notes that console revenue often funds new games' profit rather than just discounts, and points out that PC users can choose alternatives, GOG, Epic, etc. It's a civil, substantive back and forth on real industry issues, platform fees, market power, network effects, value provided versus cut taken, PC openness, and first-party versus third-party dynamics. Both sides have legitimate angles. My thoughts on the discussion. Josue's points are common and fair. Steam did help resist a more closed Microsoft ecosystem.
Which is fucking bullshit, because at that point we're talking about Xbox and Microsoft transitioning over to the PC fucking platform properly, so you can access your Xbox games on Windows. A closed system. Because Microsoft won't sell Bungie games on fucking Steam like a smart first-party publisher. Which, in hindsight, Nintendo's been doing it fucking since, I don't know, forever. So what the fuck are you talking about? This is subjective.
delivers real features, discovery, community, refunds, overlay, etc. Network effects are strong. Most PC gamers are already there. Console money isn't purely given back as discounts. A lot becomes profit or development funding. Your position and this draft challenge the just accept the 30% because it's great narrative by focusing on economics and infrastructure distortion. The cut is high relative to marginal value added, the many AAA titles. The user base lock-in makes just use alternatives unrealistic for most devs, and it creates a bloated intermediary layer on what should be a more open, direct PC market. This is a coherent, minority but substantive critique you've made before. It's not bias, it's a different weighting of priorities, publisher dev margins plus long-term market health versus consumer convenience plus Valve's success. The debate is healthy, neither side is obviously wrong, they're emphasizing different parts of the same picture. Feedback on your drafted reply. Substance is good. You directly address the biased accusation, reframe it as economic and infrastructure observation, push back on the great service claim, and land the practical point about 75 to 80% user base, making avoidance unrealistic. That number is reasonable. Recent data puts Steam at number 74 to 75% of PC digital distribution. The bloated third-party overlay, putting strain on first-party development line, is a strong closer and ties back to your original post. Issues to fix before or if you edit posting. Clear typo duplication in the first paragraph. We are not talking about Microsoft. We are not talking about Valve, Capcom, and Sony. This looks like a copy-paste error. Probably meant something like, we are not talking about Microsoft. We are talking about Valve, Capcom, and Sony. Several small grammar, spelling, flow issues that make it read less sharply. You usually like these cleaned while keeping your voice. The line, for doing nothing but having a community, is punchy, but risks sounding dismissive. Steam does more than just community. Storefront, visibility...
You're full of shit. You're full of... Notoriety and discoverability is fucking community.
features, infrastructure. You can acknowledge some value while still arguing the cut is too high for what's delivered. It makes the critique harder to brush off. First paragraph is long and dense. Splitting it helps readability without losing your style. Overall tone is solid and on point, but a light polish will make the argument land cleaner and more professional. Here's a revised version that keeps your exact voice, rhythm, and substance while fixing the issues above. I kept it concise where possible, but preserved the full points. It's not bias. It's an observational assessment based on what's actually happening at the economic and infrastructure level of the gaming industry. We're not talking about Microsoft here. We're talking about Valve, Capcom, and Sony. Valve isn't that great, especially for the 30% tax they're taking. It should be exceptionally better for what they charge. And what you say about profit is no less true for Steam. They're sometimes taking 30% of pure profit from AAA development for providing a storefront and community features. In this regard, the retort that devs can just avoid Steam isn't realistic. 75 to 80% of the PC user base is there. That means there's effectively no viable reason for most people to go elsewhere. At best,
All right, what am I doing?
Steam people to go elsewhere. At best, Steam is a bloated third-party overlay that distorts first-party application functionality. It is not a great service. It is fine for what it is, but it should be better, and it isn't. A third-party workaround that puts real strain on first-party development. Why these changes? Fixed the duplication and obvious typos and grammar. Split the long opening for clarity while keeping your direct style. Softened the doing nothing but having a community line to providing a storefront and community features. Still critical, but more accurate and harder to dismiss as unfair. Tightened a couple sentences for flow without changing meaning or voice. Kept the strong closer intact. This version reads more professionally and lands your points more cleanly while staying 100% in your lane. It should hold up well in the thread. Legally, still completely fine. Pure opinion on business value, market dynamics, and platform economics. No false statements of fact. Would you like me to tweak this further, e.g. make it shorter, stronger on a specific point, or adjust tone? Or are you good with something close to this? Also happy to look at any follow-up replies if the thread continues.
It's going to be a problem.
Updated polished reply. Tightened, your voice preserved, punchier per your feedback, with the accepted adjustment for the community line. It's not bias, it's an observational assessment based on what's actually happening at the economic and infrastructure level of the gaming industry. We're not talking about Microsoft here, we're talking about Valve, Capcom, and Sony. Valve isn't that great, especially for the 30% tax they're taking. It should be exceptionally better for what they charge. And what you say about profit is no less true for Steam. They're sometimes taking 30% of pure profit from AAA development for providing a storefront and community features. In this regard, the retort that devs can just avoid Steam isn't realistic. 75 to 80% of the PC user base is there. That means there's effect. No viable reason for most people to go elsewhere. At best, Steam is a bloated third-party overlay that distorts first-party application functionality. It is not a great service. It is fine for what it is, but it should be better, and it isn't. A third-party workaround that puts real strain on first-party development. This keeps your direct style and substance intact while fixing the grammar flow issues from the original draft. It stays focused on your core economic and infrastructure critique without unnecessary softening or balancing that could read as AI slop or concessions. The providing a storefront and community features line is the only adjustment we kept for business-appropriate tone, as you specified. Quick thoughts on your rebuttals to the chain. Microsoft closed ecosystem resistance. Valid pushback. Nintendo has long thrived with a fully closed approach, so Valve's role there doesn't automatically make the 30% cut or third-party dominance on PC sacrosanct. Features value. Subjective for AAA versus indie, and you tie it correctly to broader industry economics, refund/sales culture feeding discount expectations and risk aversion. Network effects. You correctly flag it as bandwagon consumer behavior that locks in the status quo rather than pure merit. Console profit versus Steam. Your point about continued support and proper ROI for publishers' discretion and devs instead of third-party skim is consistent with your past posts on informed investment and platform economics. The hardware subsidy angle on consoles is a common, if debated, differentiator. The thread is still healthy debate territory. Your reply reinforces the original post's thesis without escalating into anything problematic. If Josue or others responds, we can refine the next one on the fly. Want any further tweaks to this version? Shorter, add a specific point, change wording on one line, etc., or ready to post? Updated polished reply with your exact requested tweak incorporated. Rest kept as previously refined. It's not bias. It's an observational assessment based on what's actually happening at the economic and infrastructure level of the gaming industry. We're not talking about Microsoft here. We're talking about Valve, Capcom, and Sony. Valve isn't that great, especially for the 30% tax they're taking. It should be exceptionally better for what they charge. And what you say about profit is no less true for Steam. They're sometimes taking 30% of pure profit from AAA development for providing a storefront and community features. In this regard, the retort that devs and thus users can just avoid Steam isn't realistic. 75 to 80% of the PC user base is there. That means there's effectively no viable reason for most people to go elsewhere. At best, Steam is a bloated third-party overlay that distorts first-party application functionality. It is not a great service. It is fine for what it is, but it should be better, and it isn't. A third-party workaround that puts real strain on first-party development. This flows naturally with your edition and keeps everything else tight in your voice. Ready to post or any last adjustments?
Yeah, be it Sony, fucking be it Microsoft, it doesn't fucking matter. I'm pointing at Steam because right now we're talking about Steam, which is the majority of where everything the fuck is on PC. And you don't go to PSN and people are fucking buying PlayStation games on they're not buying Sony games on fucking Xbox and playing that shit unless Sony. Can you buy Bloodborne on fucking PC yet? Can you buy Spider-Man on PC yet? Can you buy God of War on PC yet? Yeah, you probably can. Right? Because Sony's like, okay, we're going to branch out into the PC market and start porting our games. And now they're like, nope, we see that's not fucking profitable because what do? They just go to Steam and give Valve 30% of, doesn't matter what it is, Bandai Namco's fucking funding. So Sony's fucking funding. It doesn't really matter. You're sitting there buying from they're giving Steam 30% of FromSoft's earnings. Whether it's revenue or profit does not fucking matter at this point. It's one or the other, and because it's a digital good, it's mostly profit. Which means Steam is profiting off of the AAA first-party publishers. Valve is profiting off of all the it's a third-party publisher profiting off of first-party publishing, causing it to eat into not only their profit, but their fucking revenue. They're taking 30%. 30%. And yes, it could be adjusted, and that's just an arbitrary number, but it's there to emphasize you're giving somebody $60, of which $20 goes to this other person that's absolutely doing fuck all except giving you more of a economical and an investment crisis of, well, somebody's going to spend $40 on this game and then they're just going to refund it back and I can't do shit about it because it's going through this third party over here that says it's okay to be able to do that. Did you not do your proper research before you invested into the fucking video game? And because you bought something that you thought was going to be good, you label it as false advertisement when it's just not acquired to your taste. Not because it's actually broken or whatever, but because you don't like it. There's two different things between playing a game that is functionality broken and just not your cup of tea. And you want to refund it. Okay, I can't dispute the fact that they should have produced you with a fucking playable demo before you bought that fucking game and wasted your $40 to $60 on that game. Can't dispute that fact. But I can dispute the fact if you buy a fucking deluxe edition or a 1-year fucking support pass for the fucking season pass, activate that shit and then demand a full fucking refund, including the season pass. They should refund you on the registration code of the game, but you're going to have to eat that cost of activating that registration code on the DLC content. You went over and invested heavily into something and then wanted a fucking full refund? You're full of shit. We're dealing with a community that the majority do not understand proper economics. Period. The end. Game over. Quick to brush off with a too long didn't read fucking mentality when somebody's trying to give somebody extra fucking context. I don't want to read your fucking essay. Well, then you can remain forever fucking ignorant in your bias that you call out as me being biased when you're not willing to actually look at the whole fucking analogy. Some of the shit I say may very well be wrong, but that does not make it fucking bias. What makes it biased is when I assess that it's never fucking wrong. Everything is malleable. What if I'm 75% right, you're 75% right, and if we actually look at each other 75% right, we could probably take some of that and make our percentage higher than what the fuck it is. But because we disagree here and there, everything just becomes null and void and not practical to even implement and to make your idea more stable and robust. I mean, why is that doing that? I mean, like I said, it's fucking stupid, dude. It's fucking stupid. To not see that, it proves you are a bigoted consumer that refuses to accept you are an actual fucking investor every single time you give that company $60 fucking dollars. That is a $60 investment. But because I need to quit using you and use one, to make it more third person. When I'm including myself too, as the you. Not just you, me. Not just me, them. Not just them, us. That's why I disagree with pronouns all the fucking together. My dyslexia just does not compute when I say you, meaning in third party generic, and one gets offended by it. When I'm including myself in the argument. I'm just as valuable. We're striving to be indomitable, but to assume that we're always fucking there, that's when it becomes bias. I mean, because think about it. Think about it. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Capcom made nearly twice as much money on Steam than PlayStation last year. PC gaming is eating consoles for lunch. Capcom's latest physical report shows Steam brought in over 252 million, nearly double that of the 129 million from PlayStation. Pardon my dyslexia. Which only proves Steam, the third-party minority architecture, is a problem on the open system that is PC. Just think, if Steam is taking 30% skimming, shouldn't Capcom have made 227.6 million and didn't? So they lost $75 million to Steam. For what? For fucking what? Seriously, for fucking what? I mean, for fucking what? A bullshit fucking launcher? A bullshit. We're talking about. We're not talking about an indie company. We're talking about fucking Capcom, a first-party AAA company that has the clout. For what? For bullshit fucking Steam, where you can have a fucking file that says why Steam is pointless. Click on it. And what happens? Oh, that's right. It opens up my library of fucking video games that I easily just click on and launch. Oh no. But what happens instead? Oh, that's right. I have to launch a bullshit fucking launcher to clarify my licensing because it's not downloaded onto my fucking PC. Creating what? Steam creates a DRM issue. That's fine because it's a third-party workaround and we have to have some safety measures in place for a reason. Because it's a security risk. That's why it's fucking TOS violation. But, it's okay. They signed a waiver that allowed Steam to alter their program legally because they're forced to, because 75% of the community is there on the bandwagon not understanding what the fuck it actually means. That's not right. 75% of the people on Steam are not there for those reasons, but quite a few people on Steam are there on a bandwagon effect, not because they're fully supporting Valve. If you're, like I said, if you buy If you bought a Steam Deck, if you bought a Steam controller, if you buy Portal, if you buy Half-Life, if you're a Valve supporter, this does not fucking apply to you. At all. Period. The end. You want Valve's vision to succeed. I'm all for it. That's why I buy a fucking PlayStation. I want the next PlayStation 6 to come out. That's why I'm willing to give them the 30% cut, because I know I'm going to buy a PlayStation 6 when it comes out. I'm not going to buy a Steam machine. I have a fucking custom computer. I'm not going to support Steam. I do not use Linux. I use fucking Windows. Why the fuck would I use Steam over Microsoft when I use fucking Windows? Oh, we have, but they have community lists and library and okay, then why the fuck are you using Discord, bro? Why are you fucking using Discord, man? Why? PC, the ultimate TOS violation workaround that has become standardized because 75% of the community uses it. Forcing everything to have to implement third-party fucking workarounds because proper first-party support is not happening. And it becomes what? Shit. Because you're QAing in a third-party fucking program instead of the first-party program. But, I forget I'm talking to biased mid-max playtesters that don't understand proper quality assurance and product development. Especially when you do what? This guy's response is at least civil, right? This guy's response is at least civil right here. I can't argue with this guy. He likes the platform. He states his facts as to why he believes it to be so, even though he veers off topic because we're not talking about Microsoft. And like I said before, when it comes to Microsoft, what are we talking about here? Oh, that's right. Xbox Live coming on to fucking PC and Windows utilizing Microsoft Store. You realize this is why I bought Starfield on the Microsoft fucking store. So if I can buy an Xbox, I could download that shit on my fucking Xbox. Not ever have to fucking worry about it. Want to play it on console? Get a fucking Xbox, download that shit from the Microsoft Store on my fucking Xbox, and it should fucking work. Microsoft is trying to create a closed system on PC. No. They're doing exactly what fucking Nintendo does. Nobody gets Mario but Nintendo. Nobody gets Zelda but Nintendo. Nobody gets any of fucking Nintendo's IPs but Nintendo. Anyone, apparently now, they're opening up to third-party publishers. Remember why Nintendo sucked? Because it sucked for third-party development. That's exceptionally gotten better. Now indies are putting games on Nintendo. Ooh, I wonder why that is. A closed ecosystem launcher of first-party development where support goes to the proper fucking place, not to a third-party fucking middleman, regardless if it's fucking Steam, regardless if it's Epic Games, regardless if it's GOG, doesn't fucking matter. The only argument is that if a game is running on Unreal Engine and you're not buying it from the Epic Game Store, you're a fucking problem. They already get 5% for every game. Doesn't fucking matter. Every system, the majority of video games are running on the Unreal Engine 5, right? There are exceptions. There are proprietary systems, but let's think about that logically. Didn't CDPR just scrap their Red engine so they can use Unreal Engine 5 on Witcher and the next Cyberpunk? How many other developers have done that exact same fucking thing? Epic Game charges 12% versus 30%. Epic Game, if it is an Unreal Engine game, they only charge 7% because they're already taking that 5% off as fucking royalties for the Unreal Engine usage. So what the fuck are you talking about? Steam is poor investment, front and fucking center. That it's poor fucking investment, front and fucking simple, front and center. Why? Because you have shit like this. Third-party applications that alter first-party fucking products, and it's passed off as acceptable fucking behavior. Well, I can't really argue with that. This game actually prompts you to fucking use that shit. Why? Because they don't want to implement something someone's already fucking made. This is a fucking security risk on this fucking program. Not to mention, Steam owns the right to this, so this person right here, Pocket Games, can't even access their fucking data because, why? because Steam can fucking block their ass. Now, that's our data. You can't have it. The telemetry data, the fucking logistical data, the marketing data is locked behind a third-party fucking TOS violation that was forced into being signed in a coerced manner because 75% of the fucking community is sitting on this fucking thing. With what? Third-party fucking security risks all over the fucking place. Why? I don't know, because you give 30% of Bandai fucking Namco's revenue and profit to Steam, so they can't make a proper back end for the Bandai Namco launcher because you don't want to have to click on another fucking launcher. What the fuck do you think this is? This is clicking on a launcher, 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 this is clicking on a launcher. These are executable fucking files, but you don't want to do that. You prefer this setup right here. Third-party bloated fucking launcher over clicking on a fucking file that has your fucking games in it and launching it from there. Like I said, you're not fully supporting Steam. You're not fully. The majority of people are not fully supporting fucking Steam. They just like the fact that they can get a refund whenever the fuck they want with no hassle. And I can't dispute that fact. Can't dispute that fact. It's a good quality. But also remember that if you go to the place that's taking 30% of the fucking first party fucking revenue, just so you can demand a refund and get it, you're going to have to be refunding a $100 fucking game because they're going to make up that cost at the end product fucking development because you're giving Steam $20. So what does that mean? A $60 game becomes an $80 game. Because Steam is taking 20%. Because even at that point, that means what? Oh, that means that Steam now, instead of taking instead of Steam taking $17.99 of it, allowing them to get $41, let's not count that if Steam has to put it on sale for if they have to put it on sale on Steam for $40 fucking dollars. Let's see how much Steam makes off of the current bullshit ramifications of what Steam actually does to the fucking economy. Now they're making $23.99. So they've made $5 extra for every $20 that the game developer makes for doing fucking nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing. The streaming service on Steam fucking sucks ass. The anybody can change their name to fucking anything and repeats sucks fucking ass. So some people can go around trolling, acting like fucking you. Good times on that. So the community isn't as great as you keep saying it is. It's apparently been made harder. This is from what other people have told me, to actually join people's fucking games as they're playing it. Someone playing Conan or somebody playing fucking Fallout, they can't join a fucking game through Steam. But Steam's the proper collaborative effort of attaching everything in one-stop shop. No, it's the facade of that so they can skim 30% off of the whole fucking gaming industry, causing everything wrong with the system. Quality suffering, cost inflation of video games, microtransaction, heavy bullshit DMR, fucked up exclusivity deals, live service, because 30% of the gaming industry's revenue is going to a third fucking property or publisher that refuses to subsidize costs so they can profit off of it. And how is that fact? Because they've stated so when it comes to the Steam machine when it launches. Which is proof. They are lining their fucking pockets and have been since 2003. Valve have been siphoning fundings off of first-party development since 2003, causing Microsoft to follow suit shortly after with Xbox Live, causing PlayStation to follow a few years after that with PSN costing fucking money, causing Nintendo to come up with the eShop in 2017 as well, to branch into the digital platform market. I mean, think about it logically. If Nintendo and PlayStation allowed you to access PSN on the PC, and you can download Bloodborne on there, or Nintendo allowed you to access the eShop on PC to where you can play fucking Zelda on the fucking PC, would Steam really be that fucking great? Would it? Fucking, like, it has to be stupidity. It's ignorance or some shit. It's complacency mixed with ignorance is what the fuck it is. Some people don't know. Some people have been fucking investing in Steam so long that they'd hate for their investment to be shit. And I'm not saying destroy Steam. I'm saying what has to fucking happen is Steam needs to not be getting 30 fucking % from first party developers. Period. If Bandai Namco goes to Steam and says, I need your marketing data on this fucking game, Steam should have to be able to give. This is a first party fucking company of the IP. There is no security risk in that fucking moment. It's not like Steam is giving your data to fucking Epic Games. They're giving it to the person that you're already fucking paid. Like they're giving it to Bandai Namco, the owner of the IP. But I'm sure that in some mannerisms, Steam does not have to give that data out, and probably won't give that data out. It's a third-party bullshit workaround that has forced signing into agreement, voiding terms of service, so people can do what the fuck they want on PC. That is what a third-party launcher is. It doesn't have to just be Steam. Like I said, Steam is the prominent version, which is why it's a fucking issue. It can be Epic Game Store. That doesn't fucking matter. Like, Valve should not be able to, like, Valve wanting 5% for an activation cost of their fucking key makes sense to me. Oh, well, we see that you've sold a key on our platform. You need to pay us an activation fee. 5%, 7% is what Unreal Engine does. Makes fucking perfect sense. Makes perfect fucking sense. 30% does not make any fucking logistical sense whatsoever. It's a digital good of almost pure profit after a specific amount. After the product has been made, everything is profit after that. There's no distribution cost. I have to host it on my fucking server that takes up blah amount of space, and I have to make sure that I can shut this server down when I fucking want to because it's costing too much money. I mean, if you're talking about hosting a fucking Call of Duty game that's fucking God knows how many terabytes by now, I could understand that value. That's a lot of server space. If fucking Call of Duty decides to put all of their games on Steam. But we're talking about games that normally take up anywhere between 16 and 32 fucking gigs. Not 100 to 200 fucking gigs. And even then, that's a compressed zip file that's normally unzipped and then downloaded onto the fucking computer, I would surmise. I could be fucking wrong. Compression technology is just so great nowadays. Something about unpacking a file, right? I don't know. I'm a little rusty and old school when it comes to computers because I never got into that. But I mean, it's fucking whatever, man. There's nothing biased about what I said here. It's factual assessment. Somebody taking 30% of first-party revenue is going to affect the economical situation of the gaming industry. There's nothing that's going to change that fact. It doesn't matter. It does not matter how much validity you put on that 30% cost if you're complaining about everything that 30% cost creates. The end product being shit. The end product costing more. The end product shoving microtransactions in my face. Everything, like I said, everything fucking wrong with the economical industry, the economics of the industry stems from giving a third party 30% of the revenue for no fucking reason. Steam should be paying Bandai Namco or FromSoft money to put their game on their fucking system, not profiting off of an IP legally. Because I have a cult following that is here, and if you don't like it, you can go somewhere else, but good luck with that, because crickets are out there. Like I said, the ideology that Steam is a monopoly technically is not true. But if you take Steam and you completely delete it and destroy it to where everyone has to find something else to do, what's going to happen to the structural integrity of PC? It will fucking collapse, which proves what? It's basically a fucking monopoly if something cannot fucking run without it. But I mean, because all of this shit, the PC platform doesn't have restriction rights. That's very biased. The platform PC doesn't have restrictions right. It's because of Valve. No, it's not. No, it's not. Valve saw an opening in the market in 2003, decided to go there, and everyone has trickled in for 23 fucking years. And now you say they're the ones that create it, as they force first-party development teams to bow to the consumer's whims that is complaining about the very product being produced for that very fucking reason. So no, it doesn't. It doesn't have restriction rights. Okay. If I could take any of my Steam games without being connected to the internet, and launch them without being connected to the internet, that'd be true. Now, the stupidity of this. Also, most of the money they do on software doesn't come back on console discount. It's a profit and some parts funding for new games. Okay, so here's the funny thing about that. Steam is no better. When was the last time Valve has produced an actual fucking video game? When was the last Portal that came out? When was the last Half-Life that came out? When was the last Valve game that came out? And if you look at since 2003, comparative to somebody like Capcom, Bandai Namco, Square Enix, Sony, you know, Bungie, Microsoft, fucking Bethesda, how many games have they produced in comparison? Not more proof that Steam is robbing you blind, but, I'm the one getting fisted by Sony and liking it. We're making it to that comment. Laughed my ass off. You're getting fisted by Sony and loving it. They charge 30% and charge you for live. Steam doesn't and offers much more as a platform, excluding mobile 60% of game sales on PC. That means they are losing 60% of potential revenue. Bad business is bad business. Oh, shit. Steam doesn't have to charge you a membership to play online because they're taking 30% of everyone else, so you don't have to pay for it. And they don't suffer much because, what? Subscription fees are profit. in everyone else's minds. It's just greed. You know, they're charging you 30% and charging you for live. Well, I hate to break it to you that, Steam doesn't and offers much more as a platform. You still have to connect online to Steam to access your fucking licenses so you can play them offline.
Got it. Here's my read on the new reply from @IamSecretSpy. Quick breakdown of their post. It's a spicy, crude defense of Steam that directly pushes back on your console comparison. LMAO, you are getting fisted by Sony and loving it. Straight up inflammatory insult, low effort tone. Sony charges more than 30% plus PS Plus live fees for online multiplayer. Steam doesn't charge that extra subscription layer and offers much more as a platform. Excluding mobile, more than 60% of game sales are on PC. Applying Capcom or publishers in general are leaving money on the table or making bad business decisions by engaging with consoles. actual notes on their claims. Sony's digital store cut is indeed the standard, more than 30%, same ballpark as Steam's baseline. Big publishers sometimes negotiate. better deals on either platform. Consoles do require PS Plus or equivalent for most online multiplayer, while Steam generally does not have a mandatory platform subscription for multiplayer. Steam does provide extra features many people value: workshop, sales events, overlays, community tools, Steam Deck Synergy, etc. PC's share of the non-mobile market is large and growing, often cited in the 40 to 60% plus range depending on exact metrics and region, but it's not a universal 60% of everything and varies heavily by title genre. Capcom's own recent numbers or
So this tells me 50% of gamers are on PC. That's what this tells me. And Steam is taking 30% from 80% of those people, 75% of those people. So let's just look at that. Let's look at that logically. People are pissed that a fucking company spends $200 million on a fucking video game. Let's see. We'll be nice about it. What's 40% of that? So we're working with $80 million. All right. Now let's take. So $80 million minus 80%. So $64 million. Let's be generous about it. What was the number again? $80 million. Let's be generous about it. Let's be generous about it. We're rounding down to save face. Minus 74%. $59,200,000 is going to that one platform. Which is what? Let's see. $200 million divided by $59 million. That's a little bit off. We're rounding down. 3.38. It's a third. It's a fucking third. Over a third. Over a third of all of the gaming industry's revenue is going to PC and Steam. Now, over a third of it, $59 million. 30%. Steam is making $17 million, almost $18 million of the $20 million going to the full fucking gaming industry. For doing fucking nothing. Except existing. I'm sorry. That's the only thing it's fucking doing is existing. And in a perpetual state of fucking passive income. That's all the fuck it's doing. That's it. Period. The end. I'm going to end my stream. I'm going to go watch that shit so I don't have to remember what the fuck I just typed, and I can just copy it the fuck over properly, and then we'll come back to that. This is why third-party fucking programs running on first-party applications is a fucking issue. That right there. What just fucking happened right there? A bullshit fucking hotkey on a different program running in the background that fucking affects the overlay. It's exactly what the fuck that was. It's exactly what the fuck that was. It's why it's against terms of service to use third-party fucking programs to alter the first-party experience.